What do you think is the most misunderstood thing or the biggest myth about carbohydrates?
That they're fattening. If you want a data point, I was around in the 90s and it was a whole fat free craze,
Oh yeah,
right?
Blackwell's cookies. I used to like eat a whole box because they were healthy.
They were healthy, right? And I was studying nutrition at the time. I was in college as an undergrad, eating a bagel in the morning. And then we had the cheeseless pizza after lunch. And then I'll never forget the pizzas here in New York where they would make it without the cheese and then they would put like a salad on top. For dinner with pasta. It was a carb, 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 carb. If you look at obesity charts, we were thinner as a population. And I like to look at athletes because I feel they're a really good barometer. If you look at athletes in the 90s or go back in time, they were smaller, thinner people, and we were eating carbs. So it's not that they're fattening, it's what we've been processing and what we're doing to them, all the additives. And that's a whole other conversation, but what's being added to them is causing the problems that we're seeing.
So, and this might be a whole other can of worms, but it's also our activity levels is a big contributor.
It's multifactorial for sure. And so we're moving less, we're on our computers. You could just order your food from bed and have 1,000 calories at your doorstep in a minute. Whereas going back to the 90s, you had to at least get yourself out of bed and walk down to the store and buy it. So it's lots of layers that are causing this, but the poor little carbohydrate, it's not its fault. It's been around forever and our bodies need it. I think that's the biggest misconception.
What would you advise someone looking at a nutrition label to focus on if they're worried about blood sugar spikes?
That's a tough one because the numbers are getting more fudged. Sometimes they're off by a few numbers and the FDA allows like a 20% leeway, but numbers don't say the full story. I think there's a lot of people who are fixated like, oh, it's 100 calories, 150 calories. I don't even bother looking at the calories. If you want to look at any number, it would be the fiber and the added sugar. But then I would look at the ingredients. I think the ingredients tell a bigger story. A lot of times it's a lot of junk. And a lot of times, interestingly, it seems like it's junk and it's just vitamin fortification. That's totally fine. But when you get into different types of sugars, different types of emulsifiers, things that affect texture, thickeners, and then you can get into more trouble. It's going to be ultra processed. And when it has a lot of that stuff, your body's going to digest it quite quickly. But if you can consume more fiber from natural sources, that's the real key. And I think that's the unlock for a much healthier diet. If I gave somebody a goal of 40 to 50 grams of fiber a day from natural sources, it'd be very, very hard to eat a lot of junk.